Right now, as you read this, our nation's space agency is facing a monumental challenge. NASA, the very symbol of American curiosity and ingenuity, is like a brilliant starship floating without a captain at the helm. It's a concerning situation, a moment of profound uncertainty for an organization that has always pushed the boundaries of what is possible. The agency currently has no permanent Senate-confirmed administrator to guide its path. This is happening at a time when strong, decisive leadership is needed more than ever before. Without a leader, NASA cannot effectively advocate for its future, protect its vital missions, or inspire the next generation of explorers, scientists, and engineers who dream of reaching for the stars. The leadership void is not just a bureaucratic problem, it's a crisis of direction. The previous administrator stepped down months ago, leaving a vacuum at the highest level of command. Imagine trying to plan a complex, multi-year voyage to another planet without a mission commander. Decisions get delayed, priorities become muddled, and morale can suffer. This is the reality NASA faces today. Important choices about multi-billion-dollar projects, international partnerships, and the very future of American space exploration are being left in limbo. The dedicated people at NASA continue their amazing work, but they need a champion, a leader who can navigate the political complexities of Washington and secure the resources they need to succeed. This lack of leadership is particularly alarming because it coincides with a period of historic financial pressure. It's a perfect storm of problems. The agency is confronting proposed budget cuts that are the most severe in its entire history. We're not just talking about trimming a little bit here and there. These are deep, foundational cuts that threaten to dismantle decades of scientific progress. It's a situation that forces us to ask a fundamental question. Do we still believe in the importance of exploration? Do we still value the knowledge and perspective that looking outward to the cosmos provides us about our own world? The timing could not be worse. For decades, NASA has been a beacon of hope and a source of national pride. It showed us what humanity could achieve when we worked together toward a common, ambitious goal. From the first steps on the moon to the stunning images sent back by the James Webb Space Telescope, NASA has consistently expanded our understanding of the universe and our place within it. Now, with the agency adrift and its funding under threat, that legacy of bold exploration is at serious risk. We are at a critical crossroads, and the decisions made today will echo for generations to come. Let's consider the science. The proposed budget cuts are not just numbers on a spreadsheet, they represent a potential extinction-level event for space science, as one Nobel laureate put it. The proposal on the table would slash NASA's overall budget by a staggering 24%. To put that in perspective, when you adjust for inflation, this would be the lowest level of funding the agency has received since 1961, back when we were just taking our first tentative steps into space with Project Mercury. The science budget is being hit the hardest, facing a potential cut of nearly 50%. This is a cataclysmic reduction that would effectively close our eyes to the cosmos. These cuts would mean the cancellation of up to 20 active science missions. These aren't just abstract projects. They are our robotic explorers, our eyes and ears across the solar system. Think about the high-profile Mars sample return mission, a collaboration with our European partners to bring the first pristine samples of Martian rock back to Earth. This mission, which could hold clues to whether life ever existed on the red planet, is now on the chopping block. Other vital Mars missions like the long-running Mars Odyssey orbiter and the MAVEN probe studying the Martian atmosphere also face being shut down. It's like we've sent our best detectives to a fascinating new world and are about to turn off their radios just as they're about to solve the case. The damage extends far beyond Mars. Consider the New Horizons probe, the intrepid spacecraft that gave us our first breathtaking close-up views of Pluto and the Kuiper Belt. It has traveled billions of miles and continues to send back invaluable data from the farthest reaches of our solar system. The cost to keep it running is a tiny fraction of what it took to build and launch it, yet it too faces being defunded. This is like spending years building a magnificent library and then refusing to pay to keep the lights on. It's a tragic waste of a monumental investment of time, money, and human intellect. Even missions that help us understand our own planet are at risk. Climate monitoring satellites, which provide critical data about our changing world, face severe reductions. These are the tools that help us track sea level rise, monitor weather patterns, and manage natural resources. To cut them is to willfully ignore the challenges facing our home planet. As Casey Dreyer of the Planetary Society said, "This is us metaphorically closing our eyes." These missions are not luxuries, they are essential instruments that help us safeguard our future, and their potential loss would be felt for decades. So, how did we get here? The answer lies in political gridlock. The process of appointing a new NASA administrator has become tangled in the political battles of Washington. A nominee for the top job, the billionaire and private astronaut Jared Isaacman, was put forward by the president. However, just days before a planned Senate confirmation, the nomination was suddenly withdrawn. Reports suggest this was due to political complications, including past donations and close ties to private space companies. Now, the search must begin all over again, a process that could take many more months while NASA remains rudderless. This political paralysis has a direct and damaging effect on NASA's most ambitious human spaceflight program, Artemis. The goal of Artemis is to return humans to the moon for the first time in over half a century, establishing a sustainable presence there as a stepping stone for future missions to Mars. This is a grand and inspiring vision. However, without a confirmed leader to champion the program and a stable budget to support it, the entire endeavor is in jeopardy. The timeline for landing astronauts on the moon, once set for the late 2020s, is now shrouded in uncertainty. The Artemis program relies on a complex symphony of new technologies, from the powerful Space Launch System rocket and the Orion crew capsule, to new lunar landers being developed by private partners like SpaceX. A massive undertaking like this requires consistent long-term political and financial commitment. The current budget turmoil and leadership vacuum create chaos for the thousands of engineers, scientists, and technicians working on the program. They disrupt supply chains and sow doubt among our international partners who have committed to joining us on this journey back to the moon. It's difficult to plan a lunar mission when you're not sure if the funding will be there next year. The dream of sending humans to Mars is also pushed further into the future. The moon is our proving ground, the place where we will test the technologies and strategies needed for the long-duration missions to the Red Planet. Delays to Artemis mean delays to Mars. The scientific community and space enthusiasts are watching this unfold with growing alarm. They see a nation that once led the world in exploration, now risking a brain drain, where our best and brightest scientists seek opportunities in other countries like China that are investing heavily in their own space programs. We risk ceding our leadership in space, not because of a lack of talent or ambition, but because of a failure of political will. The situation may seem dire, but it is not without hope. The challenges facing NASA today serve as a powerful reminder of why leadership and funding are so fundamentally important. Exploration is not easy, and it is not cheap. It requires vision, perseverance, and a national commitment that rises above the political squabbles of the moment. Investing in NASA is an investment in our future. The technologies developed for space missions often lead to innovations that improve life here on Earth, from medical imaging and GPS to water purification and stronger, lighter materials. It inspires our children to study science, technology, engineering, and math. The public outcry from scientists, engineers, and citizens who love space shows that the passion for exploration is still very much alive. This is not a niche interest, it is a core part of the American spirit. We are a nation of pioneers, of people who look to the horizon and wonder what lies beyond. From the moon landing to the rovers on Mars, NASA's achievements belong to all of us. They unite us in a shared sense of wonder and accomplishment. Now is the time for our leaders in government to hear this call and act decisively to restore the leadership and funding NASA so desperately needs. Confirming a qualified visionary leader for NASA should be a top national priority. This leader must be someone who can build a consensus, articulate a compelling vision for the future of space exploration, and work with both political parties to secure the stable, long-term funding required for success. We need a champion who understands that exploring the cosmos is not a partisan issue but a human endeavor that benefits us all. Restoring NASA to health is about more than just saving specific missions. It's about reaffirming our commitment to discovery and progress. Ultimately, looking to the stars teaches us about ourselves. It gives us perspective, showing us our small, fragile planet in the vastness of space. It challenges us to solve difficult problems, to work together across borders, and to dream of a better future. The path forward for NASA must be one of renewed purpose and unwavering support. By providing the agency with the leadership and resources it deserves, we are not just investing in rockets and satellites, we are investing in the boundless potential of human curiosity. The cosmos is waiting. Let's get back to exploring it.